So now we want to move on to what do we say whenever we're helping people understand the gospel. So let's give a couple of different tools. We'll talk about this one first. It's called our 15-second testimony. So not a 3-minute one, not a 5-minute one, not a 60-second one, but a 15-second testimony. So let me model real fast. There was a time in my life where I was filled with pride and also suffered with chronic loneliness. Then I was forgiven by Jesus and chose to follow him. Now my life is actually characterized by serving other people, and it has a joyful purpose. Do you have a story like that? So you could see that just in 15 seconds you get across your life before Christ, your life after Christ, and then you ask people to respond. Do you have a story like that? So here's a brief breakdown of how this whole 15-second story can be contextualized to pretty much anyone in all places. So let me just demonstrate. The first thing you want to say is, there was a time in my life. All right? And you can identify two different things that characterize you in a broken way before you came to follow Jesus. And so for the example that I gave, I said I was filled with pride and also suffered with loneliness. Then I said I was forgiven by Jesus, hence the cross. So what did Jesus do for me right here? Two things. I was forgiven by him, and I was also chose to follow him. So it's not just a blanket cover of all sins, but there is a identification of discipleship where you are following after Jesus as well. And then I identified two things: that I was serving others now, which shows the contrast. So I was filled with pride, now I'm serving others. And then also, I wasn't lonely anymore, but I was joyful, and my life had a purpose. Okay? And the most important part of any testimony to try to transition into a conversation to help people identify where they're at with Jesus is to ask the question, do you have a story like that? And this is just a simple way to help people try to identify, am I someone who has been forgiven and is following Jesus? Has there been a moment in my life that I have been transformed through Jesus? And so this is a way to help you identify, where are they at spiritually? What do they say the story of their life is? And this is just a very simple way to try to transition someone from that you're meeting with over coffee or over lunch, or someone that you're chatting with in the break room, and very faithfully and deliberately trying to communicate and turn all conversations back to the King of the universe, which is why we are made to be disciples. Okay? Let's talk about a second tool.